This Reverend sister killed over 1,000 people, all in the name of the Virgin Mary. Meet Credonia Mwerinde, Ugandan Reverend sister who started a religious cult in the early 90s. She, with her fellow cult leaders made up of defrocked Reverend fathers and Reverend sisters, predicted the war would end in 1992, but it didn't, so they pushed it to 1995. When the war did not end in 1995, they lost a lot of followers. They went on to predict 1999, December 31. That day came too, nothing happened. Then they said it would end for sure in the year 2000 by December 31st. But by March of 2000, something terrible happened. She treated her followers to a feast with a lot of drinks and food. They said they were preparing for the rapture. The next day after the feast, she locked all 530 members in a church and burnt them all to death. Some believe she was in the fire, others believed she ran away. Our own personal story will blow your mind. Before Credonia became a Reverend sister, she had been married 6 times. According to her 6th husband, Credonia loved money more than anything in this life. They both ran a successful bar that soon folded because of an alleged murder that took place in the bar. We'll talk about the murder in the next episode. For this episode, we'll focus on how she began the movement that led to the Kanungu Massacre. After her business crumbled, she divorced her husband and joined the Catholic Church. Just 2 weeks of being a Reverend sister, she claimed to have had a vision of the Virgin Mary. She took her vision to this man, Joseph Kibwetere, a very well-to-do religious man who was also a strong Catholic. She told him that the Virgin Mary has chosen him to take her and another Reverend sister Ursula into his home and lead the movement for the restoration of the 10 Commandments. And Joseph agreed. This was just the beginning of the apocalypse. Who was behind the burning of 530 people in the Kanungu Massacre? Anyone already familiar with the story would tell you it was him, Joseph Kibwetere. But let's see. When Credonia was in her prime, she burnt down a man's house for refusing to date her. How dare he? When she used to run a bar, a customer went missing. It was later said that Credonia was seen burning things behind the bar after being spotted cleaning blood from the floors of the bar. That was why the business folded. When she started the cult, she asked a relative to join. The relative said no. Credonia took some cult members to the relative's farm and set it on fire. So who do you think would have thought of burning these people to their death? Maybe he did it, but it was definitely her idea. She is the one with a criminal past, not him. She had killed a few people before she even joined the cult. 3 of those people were her older brothers, and how she killed them will shock you. When Joseph took in Credonia, she made his house a living hell. According to Teresa, Joseph Kibwetere's wife, Credonia was a tyrant. She made laws for the house and for the cult of over 200 followers at the time. A lot of these followers lived in the estate of Joseph Kibwetere. These laws prevented couples from sleeping with each other. It also restricted food to 3 times a week. Defaulters were punished. Credonia claimed all the laws were from the Virgin Mary, but their stay in Kibwetere's estate did not last. Teresa, with the help of the community, kicked them out, and so they left for Kanungu, to an estate owned by Credonia's father. It would be later learned that 3 of Credonia's elder brothers, who were in line to inherit this estate from their father, had all died from food poisoning at different times. That wouldn't be the last time she would kill with poison. You see, the cult leaders had already killed over 700 of their members before the day of the fire. The fire in the church was the last thing they did. It was when the authorities came for the fire victims that they searched the compounds and found dead bodies everywhere. They discovered 153 dead bodies in a soakaway, 150 in a mass grave, 130 more in another mass grave. These peculiar victims were believed to have been poisoned, strangled, and beaten to their death. The video I want you to see is too graphic for TikTok. Click the link on my profile to watch it. Just don't watch it at night. It was the remaining set of the members that were eventually taken to the church and burnt alive. The leaders were said to have all died in the fire with the members. However, only the last one was identified. Credonia and Joseph Kibwetere might still be on the run till this day. So guys, what do you think?